Hello everyone, this is PC Death Gamer. Welcome back to another episode of Higurashi. Last we left off, of course, we found out that Rena was coming to... No, she found out that we were talking on the phone to Higurashi, and of course we read some little random files. So anyway, we're here next day already, so weariness and a headache. Not a very nice way to start the day. What's wrong, Keiichi? You don't look so well. When did you go to sleep? Seeing that my mom had noticed my sullen state, I didn't really go to sleep. Yesterday, I kept on waking up in the middle of the night. Without doubt, I felt a presence. Felt the presence of someone standing in front of my door. Told myself repeatedly that it was just my imagination and forced myself to try to sleep. Except, not being able to stand it, I gave up my courage and opened the door. Of course, there wasn't anyone there. I think I did this 3 times throughout the night. Or maybe I just didn't remember doing it any more than that. Even though I was able to get to the breakfast table without incident, I still didn't feel at ease. It might be a cold. I don't really have an appetite. My, you do seem a little warm. Well, you make it to school? Technically, I did go to a school, but it was mostly self-study. Didn't matter much if I missed a day, would it? It could have been that I hadn't been feeling well for the last few days because I really did have a cold. If I took some medicine and got a good day of rest, I might be able to greet everyone with a smile tomorrow. Ding dong. So I looked back and forth between the entrance and the clock. It was 10 minutes later than when I usually met up with Rena. It was Rena. Rena-chan came to get you. What are you going to do? Are you going to take the day off? Rena was a good girl. She might be somewhat quirky, but she was certainly cute. The lunches she made were delicious, and she always looked out for me. Why should I be so scared of something like that? It wasn't Rena's fault. It was probably mine. It had to have been my cold. It just had to be. I'll rest. Sorry. Then I'll go send her off for you. Mom headed off to the door. I would have to pass by the entrance to get back to my room. I didn't have the nerve to meet with her, so I wrapped myself in a blanket on the sofa and closed my eyes. I was so sleep deprived I quickly fell into a deep slumber. So basically, we believe everything that's going on right now is due to a cold. Yay! I had only intended to lie down for a bit, but it was almost noon when I woke up. I called out to my parents, but they didn't seem to be around until I found lunch prepared in a note. Mom and Dad had apparently driven off to somewhere far away. It's likely had to do with Dad's work, of course. This happened every so often, so it wasn't that unusual. They would probably be back sometime after dinner. On a note, it said, "The insurance card is in the cabinet. Take it and go to the hospital." There was also a well-drawn map to the hospital. That's right. I hadn't been there before, so I didn't know exactly where it was. I had a light lunch, although it really was just leftovers from the morning, and just in case, went to the hospital. Yay. Normally, I'd never be here in the middle of the weekday. Just walking around like this had me feeling guilty. It was an odd feeling. Following my mom's map, I took a road I usually never use. After walking for a bit, the hospital sign came to view. Erie Clinic was written rather stylishly on the sign. Clinic wasn't very big, but based on the scale of the rest of the town, it was far too grand. Got there. Sorry about that. There was a parking lot and even a reserved spot for buses. They must be making a mint. Yay, come on. I spaced out in the air-conditioned waiting room until it was my turn to be seen. Barbara, please make your way to the examination room. Yay. I dealt with that enough calling people back there. After promptly answering all the chatty doctor's questions, he responded with it's probably a cold. They gave me a shot and 3 days worth of medicine. I thought I was a little overboard, but if it would clear away the gloomy feeling I've been having lately, then it was worth it. Gloomy feeling that will lead to your death. I settled the bill and took a quick trip to the washroom. As I was leaving, I heard a conversation between some elderly people who seemed to be regulars at the clinic. Of course, I had no intention of eavesdropping, if it just wasn't for that word. Must have been for Higurashi. I wonder. She was still pretty young. Might have just eloped. With whom? That man from Tokyo who visits every season. That young one with that big camera. Didn't you know they were getting along pretty well? Were they talking about Tameke? I could feel my ears perking up. I didn't know about that, but you have to make preparations before you elope. Leave a note or quit their job or something. If it's a elopement because they didn't leave a note or message. The thoughts that I never see that young nurse's face again makes me rare sad. Tanako is an outstanding young woman. She'll be fine wherever she goes. So her name was Takano. Takano. That woman with Tameke. And she worked at this clinic. Ashira's shadow was following me everywhere I went. Started listening more closely, but they began talking about fishing. It didn't seem like they were going to revisit the topic. I gave up and left. Thus, even though I was separated from the daily monotone area of school, I wasn't able to escape from Ashira's shadow. But of course, Ashira was the guardian deity of this place. Of the town. As long as I was in town, I wouldn't be able to escape. Yay. Maybe it was because I was walking outside, but my appetite had suddenly returned. I might as well buy a snack with the change from the examination fee on the way home. Contemplating that, I turned onto a familiar street. Big mistake. At that moment, I heard a car horn abruptly honk behind me. Was I really walking too far into the middle of the road where I'd be in a car's way? I moved far off to the side, but the horn was still honking at me. Turned around peeved. Of course. Hurrah! Good day to you. It was Oshi. He stepped out of his car, AC on full blast, and waved at me. What's up today? School on break? Just not feeling well, so I took the day off. I was about to buy lunch and head back home. That's great. I'm just about to get lunch myself. Would you mind going together? If you're not feeling up for it, then don't mind me. I was just going to lie down after going home anyway, and I didn't really have a cold. I doubt you want to eat at one of these local places. Let's go into town. It's a bit of a drive. Is that alright? I know a pretty good place. I finally began to understand Oishi's roundabout way of saying things. He probably wanted to talk to me about stuff that would be difficult to discuss while in town. So yeah, we're going to the city now. I went with Oishi riding in his rigid car. It was almost as if the bright sunlight outside was a lie. Sorry for calling you so late last night. Did your parents get angry at you? No. I recalled Rena, who had been listening to the phone conversation at that time, separated from me by just the door. Even now, in the brightness of the sunlight, the thought still creeped me out. With a big bump that jolted the car, the road connected to the city changed from dirt to pavement. My head swerved back with sudden realization. That's right. This is where Tameke died. They hit a snag on the investigation regarding Tameke. Oshi spoke while peering at me from the corner of his eye. They believe it was caused by hallucinogens, given how he was clawing out his own throat. But a drug that could cause that to happen so suddenly is extremely hard to come by. Bear in mind, of course, the autopsy was done with that premise in mind, but we didn't find any leads. You know that thing you can see in comics all the time? Where's there a drug that, if you put in them, it doesn't leave any traces? It exists. So, God damn it. Celestial something or other. Well, it's pretty common. Oh no, I'm lagging. No! Damn it. I'm glad at least this is a visual novel, so I don't have to worry about frames really dropping. But you see, there doesn't seem to be any kind of drug that would cause Tomeke to react like that. Whenever it wants to respond again. I hate that my frame rate dropped this badly. Then you're saying the police concluded Tomeke just died from the curse. Oh, yay! Curse-related death. Aren't they all curse-related? I couldn't help but feel that the police were worthless. Oh, damn. I just wanted the idea of a curse to be dissociated from Tomeke's mysterious death. Fortunately, that's how it looks right now. Give me the next. But putting aside the cause of death, without a doubt, he was surrounded by a group of people and had taken a beating before he died. So he was beat up. That was no curse, but an incident that unquestionably involved other humans. Unless he beat himself up. That made me a bit relieved. Now we're changing the setting. Yay. We should be closer to the place that we're eating. So now we skip. Nope, we're getting closer to the place we're eating. Yay. We passed in front of a rare desolate, but still busier than town train station. Yeah, a little busy town. The car pulled into a restaurant parking lot and I followed Oishi into the shop. Yay. Yippee. Come on. And now we're inside the shop. Yay. Whenever the frame wants to catch up. It was pretty crowded, but there were only adults at this hour. Of course, there wouldn't be children in here in the middle of the weekday. No, because they're all in school. Or should be. 2, please. Non-smoking. This way, please. When you're ready to order, please call me over. We were led by a peculiarly dressed waitress to our table. I sat with Oishi in the booth. Hey, now we're seeing Oishi's face again. So, what do you think? Aren't the waitress's outfits here cute? If you want to say it right, say it right. It's quite. Huh? I guess. What the fuck? The shop is always quite busy. It's more about the waitresses than the food, you see. Oh, perfect. Oishi, you're leering. Huh? Am I really? It's his laugh. I hate his laugh. Yay, now we get to look at the food. Regardless of how the waitresses looked, the food was decent enough. Finish our meals, we'll talk about some main topic. Oishi's after meal cup of coffee arrived at the table. Yesterday we talked about town's pastime. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that it was the village of man-eating demons or something like that. Yes, that's what it means. I didn't know much about it myself, so I asked my grandmother about it this morning. Okay. Oh, she took out a notepad that was stuffed into his breast pocket. Turns out that town used to be called Onigafushi, or Ogre's Abyss. Yes, I can actually say that one. Onigafushi. That's quite the name. The name is still around. The marsh where the Shinto's priest wife drowned herself is still called Ogre's Abyss, or Ogigafushi. It's said that the depth of that marsh connects to the realm of demons. Of course, nobody had told me anything about such an ominous marsh. And you see, it appears that they both feared and revered a respect born of fear. I guess you could say it was kind of a defecation. A village of inhuman creatures. Seems the demons were Seinen, or mountain-dwelling mystics of sorts. Taking villagers with incurable illnesses into the Ogre's Abyss and healing them, for example. Even if we are calling them demons, Tengu, long-nosed goblins, or Seinen would be a more apt description. They don't seem like such terrible people, even though they were called demons. But they were still man-eating demons. According to the story my grandma told me, as payment for treating the son's illness, let us eat the mother who brought him here, was apparently how things went. The price of curing her son was herself. That's unsettling. Of course, the mother took her son and ran. Then you see, all the people who lived in Onigafushi, the demons chased them down, rounded them up, and captured them. The entire village, apparently. That's quite a frightening thing to imagine. In the end, it seemed both the mother and son were caught and eaten. The end. There's a problem with this story. Both witnesses in this story were eaten, so nobody would be able to tell the tale. Huh? There are plenty of old fables like this. In contrast to the ghostly tale, Oishi laughed heartily while sipping on his coffee. But well, there are quite a few other tales where the demons of Onigafushi band together to capture their prey. I recall that Mion said all the villagers united and fought against the dam construction. I saw similarities in how that part was unification had overlapped. Literally, to hunt down a single person and they choose who it was going to be beforehand. Huh? That caught my attention. Oishi also appeared to be pondering what it meant. My grandmother told me that you must never interfere with the demon's hunt. You should just hole up in your house and hide under the covers, she said. So what does this all mean? It means you mustn't ever help or protect the prey. As long as you don't disturb the demon's hunt, no harm will fall upon the villagers. Seems there's that kind of rule. Basically, don't help the victims. Pretend you didn't see the atrocities, in other words. What happens if you break the rule? Well, they're man-eating demons after all. Many parts of that tale caught my attention. Parts of the story he told me overlapped with his theory about the perpetrators. That the perpetrators were all the village's families. Even if it wasn't the whole village, there is conceivable that the villagers were hiding under the covers and leaving them to die when there's a group that was on their hunt, wasn't it? I didn't dare speak it. They know I guess it looks like it's either the village families or a group of villagers perpetrating the crimes. What do you think, Margot? Oh, yay. Excuse me. Another cup of coffee, please. That's what I wanted to know. It seemed that we were both waiting for the other to say that last part. Okay, so I'm going to end this here. Of course, we're waiting for the cognitive weak point. So. Anyway, I'm going to end this episode here. If you all did like this episode, please either leave a comment or a like below. If, as I've said before, if there's any games you do want to see me play or whatnot, do let me know, and of course I'll send those out, or I'll try and see if I either own it. So I have over 300 games just on my Steam alone, which I plan on working through them all slowly for you. If there's anything, just leave a comment below, or message me if you don't want other people to see it. But anyway, this is PC's out there, as always, hope you enjoyed, and keep playing on. See yas.